Hello, this is Maya Zahira with Psychic Protection Sanctuary, and today I'm going to do a very short recording. Very short, but very important. So I have felt very called to discuss this topic for some time now because I see a lot of people falling into this trap. So the trap is that when people are feeling really desperate to get assistance with freeing themselves from a psychic attack, they end up hiring a practitioner of black magic to help them, and then that gets them into further trouble. So this very short discussion is about the dangers of hiring a practitioner of black magic to, air quotes, help you. And that's in air quotes because they end up not helping you. So first, a quick definition that I've written up on what black magic is. Not everyone agrees with me on this definition, but from my vantage point, this is how I define it. Black magic is the act of using spiritual practices to control, manipulate, cause harm to another, or otherwise interfere with that person's free will. Now, let me read that again because it's really important. And one of the things that we need to consider is that a lot of practitioners of the dark arts don't advertise in a clear way that they are practitioners of the dark arts. It's more confusing than that. So you want to look for these things, and these things are red flags. Black magic is the act of using spiritual practices to control, manipulate, cause harm to another, or otherwise interfere with that person's free will. So if the person advertises that they do magical spells to manipulate someone, then that's a red flag. Okay? Important point. Do not ever go to a practitioner who practices black magic. No matter how compelling that person might seem, stay away. Stay away. Whether you're needing help for psychic protection, or maybe they're advertising themselves as a psychic reader, or whatever. And yes, for some, this might seem really obvious, but it is not so obvious to someone who is dealing with some serious spiritual warfare and they are desperate to find help. A practitioner of the dark arts will tell you that they can reverse hexes, curses, and black magic that have been sent your way. And indeed, they likely can do this. But they can also initiate hexes, curses, black magic, and the like. And guess what they are likely to do? Essentially, with one hand, they are doing the work that they promised for you, reversing the curse that someone put on you, for example, so that they can get paid whatever fee they're charging you. And with the other hand, they are engaging in black magic in order to hook you in as a client so you will keep paying them again and again. Or if you are trying to get away from them, they will curse you as a punishment for leaving. Now, some people might think that this sounds really fear-based or outlandish or far-fetched. But I assure you, I have seen this happen so many, countless times to people over the years. At this point, it seems to be an almost guaranteed outcome. And I think the trap that people fall into is that they don't want to believe that someone would do this. So they put their head in the sand. They think, well, I know that this person advertises that they do hexes, but the people that they're sending hexes to probably deserve it. We tell ourselves these weird stories. But here is a really important point. If they do it to others, they will do it to you. If they do it to others, they will do it to you. Eventually, they will. It is as simple as that. Now, I've had experiences where I've worked with practitioners that maybe were not into the really super dark stuff, but they were practicing gray magic. It was kind of like not totally ethical. And guess what? Because their ethics were kind of lacking, they did end up sending some manipulating energy my way because that was their nature. That's who they are. That's what they believe is okay. And then, of course, then you have to deal with the consequences of that because it's a psychic attack that they've sent your way. So even if they don't seem like a super, super dark practitioner, maybe they're just lacking a little bit in ethics, it still can be a major problem. So no matter what, stay away from anyone who is practicing black magic. And again, back to that definition. Black magic is the act of using spiritual practices to control someone, manipulate them, cause harm to another person, or interfere with a person's free will. Okay? And I love this quote by Maya Angelou. And it really encapsulates this message so well. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. This also goes for frequenting magical shops where the owners or workers are practicing black or gray magic. What is it that makes us believe this would even be a safe environment in any capacity? Again, you might be telling yourself the story, well, they wouldn't do that to me. Well, guess what? 99.99% of the time, they actually will do it to you. Maybe right away or maybe later on down the road. And this is not about judgment, about what people do with their spiritual practices. This is about discernment. If you are listening to this recording, it's because either you have gone through a psychic attack, you're going through a psychic attack, or you are very interested in learning about this so that you can avoid having that experience. And if you're interested in avoiding any experience of psychic attack, I highly recommend that you avoid having contact with people who are practicing black magic, or even the not so extreme version, gray magic, where they feel justified in doing stuff to other people energetically. It's just all not good, okay? When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. If they do it to others, it's very likely that at some point they will do it to you. So keep yourself safe. Remember, it is your duty to keep yourself safe. Don't put yourself in the hands of a practitioner who is lacking in ethics to keep you safe. It is your duty to keep yourself safe. It is your duty to use discernment in who you choose to work with, whether it's with spiritual work or in your personal life. It is your duty to use discernment in who is safe for you to engage with. It is simply not worth it to put yourself in these dangerous circumstances. And honestly, if you are desperate for help, you would be better off not working with any practitioner of the dark arts, no matter how powerful they claim to be. 99.99% of the time, you're going to end up in much worse circumstances. And I say this from experience, myself, and from working with many, many students and clients over the years who have been through this. Believe me, I know this is a pattern that when someone is practicing the dark arts, it's like, again, like I said before, it's almost guaranteed that they are going to engage in some kind of black magic against all of their clients. It's in their nature. So what are the next steps if you're looking for help from someone who does not engage in this nefarious behavior? The first thing that I would recommend is my second book. It's called the Psychicattack Sourcebook, and you can get it on Amazon. The Psychicattack Sourcebook, Understanding and Surviving the Unimaginable. And you will learn so much from that book, okay? Like, there's no other book out there, at least at this time, there's no other book out there that covers the information that's covered in this book. So if you are dealing with a psychic attack or you want to avoid that experience, then I highly recommend the Psychicattack Sourcebook. And if you want direct assistance with a mentor who is not a practitioner of the dark arts and is highly ethical, high integrity person, I encourage you to consider applying for my online Spiritual Empowerment Academy. It is truly a safe space to help you get clear of any psychic attack, curse, black magic, negative spiritual interference of any kind, from empath oversensitivity all the way to black magic and dark forces interference. Okay? So you can get more information about Spiritual Empowerment Academy on my website, psychicprotectionsanctuary.com. I hope that you found this little audio recording helpful, and feel free to pass this on to anyone that you feel would benefit from this information. Thank you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you next time.